Yun o, pinindot niya. Salamat ha. Ito ang ikatlong video kung saan ibarhen na magtuturo sa inyo. Makinig ng mabuti ha. Narito na siya.
Hi! Today we will study slope of a line. Our objectives: number 1, define and illustrate the meaning of slope of a line. 2, find the slope of a line given the equation. 3, find the slope of a line given 2 points on the line. And 4, find the slope of a line given the graph. What is a slope? You can visualize the meaning of slope when you see rise terraces, stairs, ramp, and roller coaster, to name a few. How is the concept of slope related to these things? Slope is a measure of steepness. Which stair is less steep? This one or this one? Tama kayo pag ito ang napili nyo. Sa Tagalog, ang hagdang pangalawa ay hindi masyadong matarik, kaya less steep. In constructing building house stairs and ramps, one must need to consider its slope for which it is not too steep to walk on. We consider the vertical and the horizontal movement of its parts so as to assure safety and security. M is the symbol of slope. Why? One high school algebra textbook says that the reason for M is unknown. But remark that it's interesting that the French word for to climb is monter. How do we determine the slope of a line? Slope of a line, M, is determined in 3 ways. 1, when the equation is given. 2, when 2 points or ordered pairs are given. And 3, if the graph of a line is given. Let's start with how can we find the slope of a line or M given the equation, or slope given the linear equation. Do you still remember the relief goods distributed in every family, where we let X equals weight of rice in kilograms and Y equals cost of a rice? Remember the resulting equation is Y equals 40X, or M equals 40, or the slope in Y equals 40X is 40. Slope, or M, is the coefficient of X, where the given linear equation is in the form of Y equals mx plus b, or Y equals mx. This is what we call the slope-intercept form of the linear equation, where M is the slope and B is the y-intercept. But let us focus only on M, or slope. Determine the slope, or M, of the following equations. Number 1, y equals negative 5x. Since the given equation is in the form of y equals mx, where the slope of, or M, is the coefficient of x, we say M is equal to negative 5, or the slope is negative 5. Ano naman ito? Y equals 4x plus 1. Here, our equation is in the form of y equals mx plus b. Ano nga bang slope dito? Again, reminder, the slope is the coefficient of x. So what's your slope? If your answer is m equals 4, then you're correct. How about this? What is the slope m of the equation 2x plus y equals 4? Note that 2x plus y equals 4 is in ax plus by equals c form. Now you're going to write it in the form of y equals mx plus b, because m, or the coefficient of x here, is our slope. So how do we do it? Writing the given equation again, 2x plus y equals 4, we write it as y equals negative 2x plus 4. How come? Because of the addition property. Sometimes they call it transposition method, wherein to retain y, we need to remove 2x by adding its opposite, which is negative 2x. And then y is positive. But whatever you do to the left side of the equation must be done to the right. So we also add negative 2x. bringing down 4, we remove the 2x plus negative 2x, and we write the equation as y equals negative 2x plus 4. Now, we have the negative 2 coefficient of x, which is negative 2. That is our slope. So m is our slope, which is negative 2. Slope given 2 points. Remember the number of kilograms of rice received during the pandemic, where we set the equation y equals 40x? We can have the table of values, where all values of x are the number of kilograms, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the y, which are the costs, 40, 80, 120, 160. We can transform it as the set of ordered pairs, set of 1, 40, 2, 80, 3, 120, and 4, 160. If we select the first 2 points or ordered pairs, 1, 40, and 2, 80, where x of 1 equals 1, y sub 1 equals 40, x sub 2 equals 2, and y sub 2 equals 80, we can use the formula below to find slope of a given line given 2 points. What's the formula? This is slope m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, where x sub 2 is not equal to x sub 1. Let's have this problem. What is now the slope of the line that passes through the points 1, 40 and 2, 80? Let us solve using the step below. Okay, so let's start with step number 1. We let 1, 40 be the x sub 1, y sub 1 respectively, and 2, 80 be the x sub 2, y sub 2 also respectively. Now step 2, let us substitute the values. X sub 1 equals 1, y sub 1 equals 40, x sub 2 equals 2, and y sub 2 equals 80. Step 3, using the slope formula y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, we have y sub 2 80 minus y sub 1 40 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1 1. Simplifying, we have 40 over 1, or simply 40. That would be our slope. M is equal to 40. Slope of a line given the graph. Let's have an example. Give the slope of the line given the graph. Now the slope m is defined as rise over run. The run is the number of unit distance horizontally, and the rise is the number of unit distance vertically. Now let's start with the rise. So from point to point, we count the number of units or vertical units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for the run, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 units as the rise and 5 units as the run. We define slope as the quotient of 5 and 5, or simply 1. So m equals 1, or the slope is 1. Let's check if we can use the slope formula to compare our answer. Now, a while ago, we have our slope equal to 1. Using the slope formula, we want to know if 1 is really the answer. With the coordinates of the point on top, which is 3, 2, and the coordinates of point below, which is negative 2, negative 3, all we have to do is substitute the formula. Now, if 3, 2 is our first point and negative 2, negative 3 is our second point, we can have negative 3 minus 2 over negative 2 minus 3. Simplifying, negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. And negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. Now changing to lowest term, negative 5 over 5 is equal to 1. So see, we have the same slope whether you use the slope formula or we use the rise over run technique. Now notice that the graph of the line has a direction which rises to the right. In this case, you also can determine the sign of the slope. Our slope is positive. Remember that when the line rises to the right, the slope is positive. How do we determine the sign or description of the slope given the line? Take note that when the line rises to the right, the slope is positive. When the line rises to the left, the slope is negative. But when the line is vertical, we say the slope is undefined. Moreover, when the line is horizontal, we say the slope is 0. Find the slope m of the remaining graphs below. Let's take number 2 graph. In number 2 graph, we say the line rises to the left. Now we said that when the line rises to the left, the slope is negative. So we put a negative sign. Now using the concept of rise over run, we take 2 points of the graph, for example here, and count the number of units vertically and horizontally from point to point. Let's start with the vertical distance. We have here 1, 2. That will be our rise, 2 units. And the horizontal distance, 1. So our run, that would be now 2 over 1. But since the line rises to the left, it will become negative 2 over 1 or simply negative 2 when simplified. In number 3, we have a horizontal line on the graph. Now, of course, we know that the slope of a horizontal line is said to be 0. Want a proof? Kuha tayo ng dalawang points. Halimbawa ito. We have here point A and another one. This one will be our point B. So point A has the coordinates 0, 2, and point B has the coordinates 2, 2. Using the slope formula, m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1, or 2 minus 2 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, or 2 minus 0. Simplifying, we have 0 over 2. When 0 is divided by any number, the value is 0. Hence, any horizontal line will have a 0 slope. For number 4, we have a vertical line. What did we say when the line is vertical? Our slope is said to be undefined, correct? Or we say no slope. Okay, let's have a proof. Let's take this point with coordinates 2, 0, and let's say this point with coordinates 2, 2. Using the y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1 formula for slope m, we have 2 minus 0 over 2 minus 2. Simplifying, we have 2 over 0. When a number is divided by 0, it's said to be undefined. In some books, this is the symbol of being undefined. So, again, when the line is vertical, the slope is undefined. Did you understand the lesson? What I have learned? Let's have a recap. Slope is the number 1, the steepness of the line. Also, slope is the value of m in the equation y equals mx plus b. 3, the difference in y over the difference in x is also the meaning of slope. Slope m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, where x sub 2 is not equal to x sub 1. And for slope m is the rise over r. Also, don't forget that there are 4 types of slope. When the line rises to the left, it has a negative slope. When the line rises to the right, it has a positive slope. When the line is vertical, it's undefined or no slope. And when the line is horizontal, the slope is 0. We can find the slope using the coefficient m in the linear equation y equals mx plus b. Letter B, using the slope formula m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. This is given 2 points or ordered pairs. You can also find the slope given the graph using the concept of slope, which is rise over run. That's all for today, guys. Thank you, and I hope you learned something.
Maraming salamat, Mama. Hanggang dito na lamang po. Magsanay sa pamamagitan ng pagsagot sa mga kasanayan sa inyong module. Huwag kakalimutang i-click yung like at mag-subscribe para sa mas marami pang videos. Maraming salamat po. Sana po kayo'y may natutunang iba rin. Hanggang sa muli.